Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. And yes, our energy level is up there. Up there, girl. Because as of today, August 20, 2021, 2 years and 5 days after I arrived in Australia, I have fully paid all of my school fees. Fully paid. Yes, all of it. Paid. Paid. Fully paid. Yay! So, in one of my previous vlogs, we talked about how much you will need during the application process. Today, we will talk about how much you actually need once you're already on shore. Again, I'm doing it for my own documentation, but I thought of sharing it with you guys because it might help someone out there who might be thinking about studying in Australia, and hope this gives you an idea of how much you will need in terms of kayamanan if you want to do so. I am not an expert at any of this. Everything that you will hear in this vlog is based on my own personal experience. Okay, let's get down to business. So what were my expenses for the past 2 years for my MBA program? Of course, first and foremost, we have the tuition fees. The tuition fees for my program are actually 80,000 Australian dollars. 80,000 Australian dollars, but I got a 25% scholarship. That's why I only had to pay $60,000. And then there are miscellaneous fees, or they call it student services and amenities fees here. So in the Philippines, we just call it miscellaneous fees to make life easy. That's $616 for the entire 2 years. Next, of course, is your rent. This already includes utilities like electricity, Wi-Fi, water. So I put $13,200 here. That's around about $550 a month. This is cheap because I live in an apartment that I share with 4 other people, and we live far away from the city. So, in the context of the Philippines, think of it as ako ay taga Cavite or taga Batangas, and of course, much of the things that are happening are in the city, in Makati, let's say. So, ganon, malayo. So, this can go up to as much as double this amount. Depende sa type of apartment that you share, that you rent, if you live alone, if you're just renting your own private room, and depende sa location. Food, I put $5,500 for the 2 years, so that's around about $230 a month or $57 a week. This already includes all your food and lahat ng sabon mo, sabon panlabas, sabon panligo, shampoo, conditioner, panglinis ng bahay, etc. So, around that amount. Of course, kung magastos ka or you prefer the more expensive ones, mas mahal to. But for me, that's my budget. And then transportation, I don't have a car. I only use public transport. So my expenses per month actually range from $100 to $120 per month. Depende sa activities ko saan ako pumupunta. So that's around $2,880 for 2 years. Next, phone plan, mobile phone plan, or in the Philippines we call it load. Of course, I need load. So I have a plan of $90 per 6 months. So that's $360 for the 2 years. And of course, other expenses like clothes that you need to buy, or sometimes you need to treat yourself, or anything you need to buy for school, calculator, books, etc. So I just put $1,000 there for 2 years. Sorry. And that is all equal to $83,556. Tumataginting. Now, to put this into the Philippine context, I decided to convert to Philippine peso and use 36 pesos as the exchange rate. So the total cost is 83,556 Australian dollars. That is 3,008,016 pesos. Ka-ching! Okay, so that's the total cost for 2 years. Tuition fees and all your living expenses. But, isa sa mga natutunan ko here is the opportunity cost. There is a technical definition, but in simple terms, this is the money that I would have earned in the Philippines had I chosen to stay and continue working there. that is around about 1.2 million pesos for the 2 years. Okay? You have to include that in the computation because that is a benefit that I lost since I decided to study here and not work in the Philippines. So, the real cost of a 2-year program, a 2-year MBA abroad in Australia in particular, is around about 4.2 million pesos. The question is, did I have that much money when I started my degree? Isang malaking no. No, absolutely not. I only had $2,000 in my pocket when I arrived in Australia 2 years ago. No joke, $2,000. That's it. So how did I afford all those expenses for the past 2 years? That's part 2. Okay, part 2 na tayo. First and foremost, I got help from family and friends. I was very fortunate because we had a family friend who offered to put me up during my first few months here in Sydney. Thank you very much, Ate Connie. Thank you so much. So, I lived with her and her family. Nakikikwarto ako sa kanila for the first few months nung wala pa akong work habang naghahanap pa ako ng trabaho. And then, pinapakain din ako. Sobrang bait na family. Thank you so much. And then, when I was able to find a job and I was able to settle already, that's when I rented my own room. Next, luckily, I didn't have to pay the tuition fee upfront. So, that's a huge chunk of the expenses. I didn't have to pay $60,000. They only required initial tuition payment of $20,000 for which I took out loans. Okay? And I'm very fortunate once again because I took out those loans from friends and family na hindi ako pinatungan ng interest. Actually, dalawa lang naman sila. Okay? From 2 people who lent me money and believed in my dream and gave me that head start in terms of finances. Hindi ko na sasabihin kung sino sila kasi baka umutang din kayo. Hindi, joke. Okay. And then, the rest are staggered payments na. So, that is $7,577 every quarter that I had to pay. And, of course, apart from help from friends and family and yung tuition fees ay hindi one-time payment, I had to work a lot. As in, work a lot. For the past 2 years, I've been working so much alongside doing my studies. Here in Australia, you can earn from $20 to $50 per hour, depending on the type of work that you do. So for the past 2 years, I have worked as a cleaner. I think I've already shared that before. I cleaned toilets. I cleaned at parks, events in parks. So that was my first job actually when I got here. And then I also worked as a PR staff, public relations, part-time because that was my job before I went to Australia. So I had some background there. And then for the past few months, I have been working 4 to 5 jobs at a time, sabay-sabay. So as you all know, I work as a receptionist at a hotel chain here in Sydney. I also work as some sort of a tutor. So I have journalists in the Philippines that I train. I also work as a part-time writer, freelance writer. So for my writing gigs, I have 3 bosses, alam nyo na yan. So that's around about 4 or 5 jobs at a time. Pagka nagkakasabay-sabay sila, di wow, ang saya. But my job as a receptionist, that is an 8-hour per shift job. And then on my days off, I have to work part-time dun sa iba ko pang mga racket. So technically, wala talaga akong day off. And then during my other days off, of course, I have to study. Writing a paper for school, a 5,000 word report about something that you have zero idea about. So it's really super duper hard work. It's exhausting. It's physically, mentally, emotionally exhausting because you feel like you don't have a lot of time in your hands. Now, was it all worth it? Of course it was all worth it. Supporting yourself through grad school is no easy feat. Hindi siya biro. I didn't come from a wealthy family, hindi kami mayaman, but I was fortunate enough because we were taught the value of goal setting and hard work. So once you have a goal and you set your sights on achieving that goal and you work hard for it, you can achieve it. Nothing can stop you. I know it's very cliche, but now that I am at the other end of this adventure, it's really something that I can say with utmost confidence because I've experienced it firsthand. And when you accomplish something so major in your life, it gives you so much pride, and it kind of makes you think that there is literally nothing you cannot do, which is true. But if you asked me maybe 2 years ago, 3 years, 5 years ago, if you asked me if I can do something like this, I would probably tell you absolutely not. There's no way I can do this. So I had $2,000 in my pocket when I arrived here, and then really talagang suntok sa buwan, and I was really just hoping for the best, which is not exactly the best strategy, guys. But yeah, I was very, very lucky because I pulled through with hard work, with so much hard work. That's why I wanted to share this moment with every one of you, because it's such a milestone for me to be able to pay all my school fees today. It's such a relief. Of course, I still have to work because I still have my needs, but at least I don't have that $60,000 in my head anymore. Future Roxanne, you might want to watch this and you might want to look back at how you were able to accomplish this. Remember that you did not accomplish it alone. No one can ever do anything alone. And yeah, just a reminder to be grateful for the friends, the family, and for everyone around me who have been very, very helpful, who have been very, very supportive, not only in terms of moral support and emotional support, but also for those who extended financial support as well. I am truly, truly very, very grateful for all of you, and you know who you are. Sobrang salamat because you helped me get to where I am today. And for everyone else, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you were inspired. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. I will try to answer them as much as I can. And then, yeah, that's it. Till the next vlog. Thanks, guys.